Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching MaxSpeedTV. Tonight here on MaxSpeedTV, something new, something fresh. The Lightning Cup Championship, the Xfinity Series, is brought to you here on the MaxSpeedTV YouTube. So we like to welcome this league here on a Tuesday night. This league has 8 weeks left here in their season, and they will be brought to you here Tuesday nights at this time. Tonight up here in the booth, it is Roger Muth, myself, along with Danny Valenzuela. Danny is going to jump on board and help out with this series. So, Danny, welcome to the booth. We know you're going to bring a driver's perspective here to the Milwaukee Mile. What are you looking for tonight out of the Milwaukee Mile?
It's going to be a real strange track. None of the corners are they don't feel right. They all feel like they're a little bit off, so it's going to be interesting to see the drivers trying to navigate that and figure out where the car is going to be happiest.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an odd track. Not many NASCAR, not many of the Truck Series, K&N Series run this track anymore. Actually, none of the Pro Series actually do anymore. I'm talking more here on the iRacing side of things. It's going to be interesting because I know myself, Danny, I did not have this track up until yesterday once we had finalized everything here with the Lightning Cup Championship Series. And it's odd to me to even actually watch the track, so it's going to be interesting. We have a lot of guys out here, though, 15 guys, I should say, out here on track, but a lot of guys that are no strangers to running at the front of field. We have Zach Nichols out here on top of the boards right now, along with Tommy Gossett, who runs there in the second position right now. This is all practice times with just about 5 minutes to go here. Matt Kemp, who we see quite often here on MaxSpeedTV, and a guy we haven't seen quite often, or I should say recently. The number 30 of Alex Huffman making a debut back here on MaxSpeedTV here with the Lightning Cup Series. Looks like we got Robert Duvendak, another one of those drivers who we see here quite often. His season just finished up. I believe he was, if I'm mistaken, Danny, correct me, he finished into the top 5 in his Truck Series here on MaxSpeedTV. That finished up last Tuesday.
I believe that's right. He pushed pretty hard to make sure he had a good finish at the end of the season.
Along with the driver of the number 8 and owner here of the Lightning Cup Championship. So if anybody is interested, see that face right there on screen. Driver number 8, Matt Jackson. Go hit him up. This league is looking for drivers, so anybody interested out there on YouTube or anywhere watching, hit him up. Come join. Like I said, 15 drivers, a lot of drivers that we're used to seeing, a lot of quick drivers. But let's take a quick look here at our pre-race facts here from the Milwaukee Mile. Air temp, very cool, 66 degrees, or 65 degrees. Track temp is 66. 105 laps, that equals out to 105 miles here. Tire window, I was told by drivers out there on track, I'm being very generous here with this number. 5 to 10 laps on tires. Anything after that, if we get a caution flag, you're definitely bringing them down for 4 fresh tires. Fuel window, those are going to be about 36 to 41 laps. Pit road speed here at Milwaukee is 45 miles an hour, and it is a very tricky pit road. But before we go any farther here, as we got, looks like about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's get here to your Lightning Cup Championship point standings. Right now we have Victor Vale out front here leading the points championship. He's got 194 points. Running in second place, last week's winner, Tommy Gossett, finds himself 15 points back, with Douglas Carlson right there in third, 39 points back. Corey Roxford not in attendance here as of right now, but he still has some time to jump in here yet, 44 points back, with Matt Jackson in fifth. Sixth place is Austin Edstrom. 7th place is Nathan Stewart. 8th place is Brian Grubbs. 9th place is Wendell Elliott. And in your 10th spot is Maverick Watchhorn. The rest of your drivers over there on the left-hand side. Some of them in attendance here tonight, some not. But, Danny, this championship is still up in the air. Anybody can win it. Even a couple of these new guys who just joined, like Zach Nichols, Alex Huffman, Jeff Bergner, and Robert Duvendak. A lot of those guys, they still have time. It's only halfway through the year, but with a lot of low points here, you can get yourself up in the hunt quick.
I'm surprised to see those top 5 sitting so close together. It's like you say, we're halfway through the season. They're all hanging real tight together, so good racing. Guys keeping staying real close to each other and gonna make it good to the end.
Well, as we got about 2 minutes here left in practice, coming up next will be qualifying here for these guys. And right after that, tonight here on MaxSpeedTV, you also can catch Racing for Calls, the Vapor Trail Clothing Truck Series, broadcasted by K.R. Stolfus himself. Tomorrow night, you can catch myself back up into the booth, broadcasting the Salt Flat IROC Series. Danny Valenzuela, who's in the booth here with me tonight, will be out there on track. Look for him in the 04 car tomorrow night. And then tomorrow night after Salt Flat Racing, you can find Racing for a Cause. They are back in action with KR Stolfus behind the buttons. Once again, that's Racing for a Cause, and that's the K&N series. But while we have a minute and 30 left here in practice, we're going to step away for just a moment. We're going to get your national anthem played, and we will bring you qualifying live here for the Lightning Cup Championship, the Xfinity side.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying has just begun. We are 30 seconds in right now. Out on track, the number 80 of Tommy Gossett coming up to speed here to take his green flag. So, Danny, we were just talking about while we were away that this, the first initial start here is probably going to be pretty interesting, as you're going to have 15 guys barreling down into turn one, and it's almost like a Martinsville, just with longer straightaways.
It really is. As flat as it is, it's going to take a lot of work for the guys on the inside to keep it there, and the guys on the outside to not give up too much time out there trying to run down those positions.
Yeah, looking at a couple track facts while we were away also, the Milwaukee Mile is pretty much going to be a bottom groove racetrack, as you see Alex Huffman right there in the 30 machine, really using that apron to try and get himself turned. Matt Kemp right now finds himself at the top with Alex second. Tommy is third right now on the speed charts here for qualifying. But I mean, we're talking about tires going away, a bottom groove track. We might see drivers move up the track once the tires wear out, but the problem is this is going to drive like a short track. It's going to be a bottom groove track. We're going to have to try and get some green flag runs to be able to stretch the field out a little bit to see possibly that groove move up. It's going to be interesting. Right now, Matt Kemp does find himself at the top of the board with Alex Huffman second. Tommy Gossett is third. Parker Tatro is Tatro, sorry about that, Parker, finds himself fourth. Victor Vale finds himself fifth. Robert Duvendak is sixth. Michael Whitaker is seventh. And William Martin, as you see on screen right there. Not sure what he has on the top of his head, but I believe he needs a Syracuse orange hat instead of that Georgia Bulldog hat, but I'll let you go there, William. Douglas Carlson finds himself right now, as you see him coming down pit road, finds himself in the 12th position as Morgan Barrett is out there on track. Anybody that knows Morgan knows he's one of those fierce competitors, and he has raced before, Danny, at this track.
At the actual track, huh?
He has ran this track. He runs for an ARCA team, also runs a little bit of K&N, so Morgan, one of those drivers, he's been all over the Midwest, Northeast, running those cars. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he will be down at Daytona this year. So it's going to be interesting. Anybody, who's familiar with watching ARCA or K&N, tune into that one. You might be able to catch somebody that you see now here in iRacing out there on track. Looks like we have about 2 minutes, though, left here in practice, and 2 drivers who have not turned the time yet. One of them being the 16 of Lee Overton right here, and he is out there on track. Looks like he just scraped the wall coming out of turn number 4 on his get-up speed lap, so might take a little speed out of that car. And another driver out there, the 999 of Jeff Bergner. Sorry for the triple numbers there on that black and blue car, but Danny, you know a little bit about Jeff himself.
Yeah, he runs sprint cars out here in Utah, so he's no stranger to this short track racing. Like you were saying earlier, this track's going to run a lot like a short track, just a little more stretched out.
Yeah, so Jeff Bergner, one of those guys that we're going to have to keep an eye on, as we know he has a racing background, but it's not really in these heavy, high horsepower, small tire stock cars with a lot of body rolls we see coming through the corners on these things. He's used to cars with a bunch of horsepower, big tires, big wing on the top of it. You pretty much throw it anywhere you want, it's going to stick, as he goes 11th on his first lap out there. As you see him get a little bit of that yellow curbing, kind of shot him right up the track. You're going to have to watch for a lot of drivers to do that, especially if somebody's on the outside of them once we go green flag racing here, as that could not only spell disaster for the guy on the inside, but that might spell disaster for the guy on the outside. Right now, he is the only one on track out here, is the 999s there on Jeff Bergner. He coming off turn number 4 right here to take the checkered flag. That will end up doing it for Jeff. He will not go any faster on his second lap. His first lap was a 29.922. Sorry, that was his first lap. His second lap was a 29.61. So no faster for Jeff Bergner on lap number 2. Matt Kemp, though, looks like he is going to be your pole award winner here. So for his first race here with the Lightning Cup Championship Series, he will put that number 25 on pole, as qualifying is just about to end, as we have 1 second. There it is. Qualifying is officially over. So 15 guys did show up here to partake in tonight, and 15 cars will take the green flag. As we wait for these guys here to grid up before we start going through your starting lineup. So as we wait a little bit for these guys to grid before we start going through that lineup. What are you expecting to see out there today, Danny? I know I asked you it earlier, but now that you saw a little bit of practice and a little bit of qualifying, and you see where everybody's about to start here tonight, what's a good projection for the night?
I'm really excited to see if we that outside line going a little bit, if some guys decide to run up there, and hoping for a long run, save those tires so they can dive down to that bottom once the guys that have been running it have to move up a little bit and try and make some positions that way. I'm real excited about this front row with Matt Kemp and Zach Nichols up there. That should be a lot of good racing right up there in the front.
Yeah, Matt Kemp, Zach Nichols, Robert Duvendak, Morgan Baird. Look for those guys to run around each other all night with ease. Those guys have run other leagues together and now find themselves running here, so they're no stranger to each other. Well, let's see if we can finally work through your grid here, as a lot of these guys are starting to grid up finally. Taking the pole in his first attempt, going to be the number 25 of Matt Kemp. Starting right alongside him, his teammate and dynamic duo himself, Zach Nichols. Starting in your third position, going to be the number 30 of Alex Huffman. Starting in your fourth position, driving the number 10, Morgan Baird. Driving the number 80 here tonight, starting in your fifth position, Tommy Gossett. The number 44 of Lucas Cram, going to roll off the starting grid here in your sixth position. Seventh is going to go to the 98 of Parker Tatro. I'll get it right for you one day, Parker. The number 7 of Victor Vale, going to start in your 8th position. Ninth going to go to the number 8 there of Matt Jackson. And rounding out your top 10, going to be the number 12 of Robert Duvendak.
Starting 11th, we have the 999 of Jeff Bergner. 12th, Lee Overton. Picking up the 13th position is Michael Whitaker. Just outside is going to be William Martin in the 14th position. And rounding out the field in 15th is going to be Doug Carlson in the number 86 machine.
Well, there's your top 15 drivers that are going to take the green flag here tonight from the Milwaukee Mile. But Matt Kemp is going to lead them to the green with his partner in crime out there, Zach Nichols, right on the outside. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of fast guys up here, but a lot of fast guys that may not have raced together before, and they're going to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe here for the first time on MaxSpeedTV. Once again, you are watching the Lightning Cup Championship, the Xfinity side here on MaxSpeedTV, and it's about to come to you live, fast and furious style, as we're waiting for that pace car to duck in. There you see the pace car make that left-hand turn. The green flag is waving for the first time here from Milwaukee, with Matt Kemp leading him down into turn number 1. It looks like he cleared Zach Nichols pretty easy there as they work through turns 1 and 2.
Looking like we're getting a couple good side-by-side racing going through the field. Line's starting to straighten out as we get headed into 3 and 4.
Yeah, it looked like everybody pretty much found themselves right to the bottom of the track. Right now, the only driver that looks a little bit off the bottom, that's going to be the 8 there of Matt Jackson. He's going to be able to retain his number 9th position there, as that's where he started, but no big movers yet. As actually now Jeff Berger looked to the inside there real quick, ducking down into turn number 1, but he elected to just kind of ease off. He knows it was only lap number 2, but leading the first lap here from Milwaukee, the 25 of Matt Kemp, with Zach Nichols right behind him, and Morgan Baird rounds out your top 3. Lucas Cram right now started in your 6th position. He's your biggest mover so far. The 44 of Lucas right there finds himself now in your 4th position, 1 spot ahead there of the number 30. It looks like back here we have a battle though for your 6th and 7th position. Victor Vale really wants that 6th position from Tommy Gossett. Tommy right now holding down that 6th position, and right here comes Parker in the 98.
I was real curious to see how long it's going to take them to get racing with each other. It looks like that's been answered. As soon as we got going, guys were ready to get at it.
Lap number 2 is your answer, as you see the 98 there of Parker go around Victor Vale. So now slot Parker now in your 7th position. Looking back through the field, it looks like Robert Duvendak, not sure if he kind of just eased off on this initial start, because he finds himself running in your 15th position. Started 10th and kind of fell back now a little bit. A battle right here, though, for your, it looks like your 11th and 12th position. Michael Whitaker going to take that position away from the number 16 of Lee Overton. So now move the 14 of Whitaker there now into the 11th position. Back out front, Zach Nichols, though, has made his way around the number 25 of Matt Kemp. So it's Zach Nichols, Matt Kemp, Lucas Cram. We missed that. Has gone around Morgan Beard. The question is now, did Morgan maybe used up his tires, too soon? Because now here comes the 30 of Alex Huffman looking to the inside. Alex locks him up and going into turn 1.
Looking like we got them spreading out. A couple of different packs forming up. No more than 3 or 4 guys running right in a row with each other. Hopefully keeps things from getting too crazy out there.
Yeah, so far clean racing here. 5 laps in the books. Working lap number 7 now. Looks like Zach Nichols has led your 3 laps here. And actually, here's a little friendly bumps up here towards the front. If you look at 1st and 2nd place there, Matt Kemp getting right onto the back bumper of Zach Nichols as they worked through turns 1 and 2 there. Little love taps is all you see from these two. These guys go at it nonstop. A couple weeks ago here on MaxSpeedTV, we saw 2 different tire strategies by your front 2 here. And it played out in Matt Kemp's favor as he took 4 tires to Zach Nichols' 2 tires. And he drove right around the outside of Zach Nichols on the last lap, turn 3 at Pocono. And they went door to door down that long front stretch at Pocono. What an exciting finish we had there. It's pretty much what we're seeing here already in the early on, as 7 laps are in the book, working lap 8 going into turns 3 and 4 here. Single filed out through. Oh, looks like a big wiggle out of the 44 of Lucas right there. He's running in your 3rd position. Morgan Baird there came up on him real fast, and actually now Matt Kemp had to get out of the throttle coming out of turn number 4. That's going to allow Lucas now to take over that 2nd position.
Looking back to the field, we still got that 98 of Tatro stuck right to the bumper of the 80, Tommy Gossett. He's taken a couple looks, but not been able to get anything working for him yet.
Yeah, Parker started in your 7th position. He ended up losing, I believe it was 2 spots in the initial start. Now finds himself running again in that 7th position and all over Tommy Gossett. Question is Tommy Gossett playing possum? Every once in a while, you got to ask yourself that question. A man that's wearing that kind of hat in his photo, you can never count out. So right now, Tommy started 5th. finds himself in 6th, just kind of running around out there. He knows it's a long race, 105 laps, 105 miles here from Milwaukee, and we're only 9 laps into this one, so could Tommy be playing possum is what we're going to find out, but Alex Huffman has made his way around the number 10 of Morgan Baird. Now put Alex into your 4th position, and Morgan is going to have to slide back into your 5th position. Out front, though, it does look like Zach Nichols has opened up a 1-second gap now over Lucas Cram, and Lucas has a mirror full of the 25 of Matt Kemp. The question is, how well will Lucas take the pressure? We haven't seen Lucas out here on track in a very long time. You know, Lucas is also a broadcaster and does run his own YouTube channel. Anybody needing a broadcaster, definitely check out Lucas Cram. He does some pretty good work for a good price. Find him at Lucas Cram TV. Right now, Lucas has that 44 machine slotted in your 2nd position. Matt Kemp is falling back 1 position here. Alex Huffman riding right there. You see Alex kind of taking a completely different line than your guys that are right in front of him. He kind of was about a car length and a half up off the bottom lane.
The number 7 of Valley taking a look on the inside of the number 58 machine there. Thinks better of it coming into the corner 1 of 98. Sorry, not 58. 98. Taking a look on the inside there.
Yeah, so right now the 98 of Parker Tatro finds himself in 7th with Victor Vale all over the back bumper there in that number 7 Pepsi machine. Victor started in 8th, still running in 8th, so not making up any time, but not losing any time right now, just riding around that number 7 Pepsi machine. Looking back through the field here, number 37, though, here of William Martin still finds himself back here in 14th spot. Just kind of riding around, having a clean race so far. Robert Duvendak really off the pace here, Danny. I'm not sure what's going on with Rob. Is he just hanging back, saving the car? Was he expecting an early caution into turn 1, didn't get it, and now he's just kind of lost the pace?
Maybe just kind of feeling out the track. I know this is one that a lot of guys don't go to. Hopefully as we go on, he'll get a better feel of what's going on and get him going again.
Yeah, right now he finds himself way off the pace. The gap to the leader actually 15.5 seconds, so about a half a track if I'm not mistaken. And it is a half a track as these guys are turning times of 28, so just shy of 30 seconds. And Rob actually last time by was at 29.6, so right now, a little bit off the pace for the 12, but he'll be able to come down pit road if we ever get a caution, or he'll have to ride out about 35 laps on these tires. As you see, William Martin right in front of him was way high through the centers of turns 3 and 4 there. That allowed Robert to really catch up on him, but let's go back up front here. Zach Nichols still towards the front, 1.4 second gap now back to Lucas Cram. So he's able to maintain that lead right now. Matt Kemp, though, is the guy who's fallen off drastically. Lucas got around him and has now started to pull away from Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp, though, has a mirror full of Alex Huffman, who is just sitting right there, just kind of riding around. If I know anything about Alex, he'll just sit back there all day till it's the last 20, 30 laps, and then it's go time for Huffman.
Looking back through the field, it looked like Whitaker just came around the 999 of Bergner, but he's not giving up that position too easily. He's still trying to fight back, get that spot back from Whitaker.
Yeah, right on the back bumper goes Bergner right there to the back of the 14 machine, coming through turns 3 and 4. He knows the police are in the mirror, and he's trying to really get away with that Crab Shack machine, number 14.
It's real interesting watching him run the different lines they got going. Jeff's way down there on the bottom, with Whitaker giving a little more distance between him and that curbing down there.
So far, 17 laps in the books, working lap number 18 of the 105 schedule here for the Lightning Cup Championship Series. Only 2 leaders. The guy who's out front still, the number 15 of Zach Nichols, and the number 25 of Matt Kemp. Zach Nichols has now led 16 laps. Matt Kemp led the first 2 originally, and then Zach Nichols said, well, I like you, bud, but it's time for me to go, and that's exactly what he's done. But Lucas has been able to hold him to about that 1.5 second gap. It really hasn't gained any, and it hasn't lost any. It's just right around 1.5, 1.6 seconds every time by.
Almost makes you wonder if he kind of got out there, got a little space, and just going to save up his stuff in case this turns into a long run.
We have seen Zach Nichols hang on to his tires a lot longer than a lot of guys by getting out there and then just kind of riding around. But I know Lucas Cram back here. Let's see if we can go on board and take a ride around here with Lucas Cram. And there is an onboard ride along with the number 44, Lucas Cram, as he's riding right now in your second position. Now, actually, I'm not sure. Maybe Zach Nichols was listening to us standing there before we rode on board with Zach Nichols, because before we went on board, it was a 1.5-second gap. Now Zach Nichols has stretched that to a 2-second gap over Lucas Cram.
Sounds like he's kicked it up just a little bit. Looking back to the field, we were talking about Doofendak a little bit earlier. Last time he came by, I noticed that right front of his smashed up pretty good. Might have gotten to the wall, and that could explain why he's been dropping off the pace so much.
Yeah, Doofendak in the wall, but right in front of him, Doug Carlson in the number 86 also looks like he has a little bit of left front damage. Not sure where he got the left front damage from. We did not see that, but these guys right now are 22 seconds behind the leaders. So that means Zach Nichols, as you can see him coming off turn number 2 as these guys are going into 3. They got to pick up the pace just a little bit or they're going to be in danger of going a lap down. They don't really want to spend too much time battling each other, and they both know they have wounded cars, and there are no fast repairs here with the Lightning Cup. They do not put a fast repair in there. They say if you get some damage, you must come down pit road. Well, you not must, but if you get damaged enough that you have to come down pit road, you got to sit there and serve that penalty of trying to fix that car to come back out there on track, as Duvendak's going to look to the inside here, or Carlson going down the backstretch, down into turn number 3. Right now, Robert's going to have probably the preferred line, but maybe Carlson's going to be able to hold momentum. Let's see as they work off the corner there. You can see actually Robert Duvendak's going to take that position, so now Robert Duvendak going to go into your 13th spot, but look behind him. Zach Nichols is really setting a blistering pace now. He's still running about 28 seconds flat. Everybody else is really in the high 29s or 30 seconds actually for a lot of the guys towards the back of the field.
Looks like something might have happened to the 98. He's dropped back quite a few spots, almost to the back of the pack here, running just behind the 999 right now. But he was running quite a ways up there and now finds himself towards the back.
Yeah, the last time we checked in with the driver of the 98, Parker, he was running in your 7th position. Now he finds that machine all the way back in the 11th. Not sure what happened to him, but I do realize a little left front damage as he's, oh, a big slide there actually. Michael Whitaker going to go way high through turns 1 and 2. He's actually going to come right back down in front of Parker, but he'll lose a position to Jeff Bergner, put Bergner now inside your top 10. But as we were talking about, you know, this is a short track. It is only a mile long, but this track, it's kind of two different beasts. It has very long straightaways and very tight corners. So going down the straightaway with a lot of damage on these cars could play havoc here yet tonight.
I'd be willing to bet that him and a few of the other cars out there are hoping for something to happen to get down pit row so they can get those cars straightened out. Because like you say, those long front and back straights are going to be hurting them a little bit.
Yeah, but what if we see green flag pit stops, which actually could be happening here within the next 10 laps? You know, you really don't have enough time to sit on pit road as we're only turning, you know, sub 30 second lap times. You're not going to have enough time to sit there and bang out any damage without losing substantial track position. Right now, though, Matt on screen here, we got the number 8 of Matt Jackson. He's just riding around here right now in that 9th position, running in the 8th position, gained 1 position here since the initial drop of the green, trying to hold off the fend. I'll get my words straight sooner or later. I think I say it every time I come on live here. Get a little tongue-tied, but Jeff Bergner right behind him. So Jeff Bergner in that 9th position. Matt Jackson holds the 8th position.
First one down pit row looks like the 86 of Carlson. Following behind him, we got Whitaker. So maybe they're hoping to get those things fixed up and back on the track and make up some time.
Yeah, a couple drivers bringing it down to get some 4 fresh tires and some fuel, but that's going to put both those drivers a lap down because Zach Nichols has now gone around them, and he is now on the backstretch. You might actually fall 2 laps down. You see Robert Duvendak could actually be the next guy a lap down here if he doesn't pick it up just a little bit. He's about a half corner now in front of Zach Nichols. The question is, we're going to wonder and have to watch where these guys who just pitted come out. It is actually, looks like William Martin, who is also down pit road. He's going to come out. He is now out there on track. Michael Whitaker also back out on track. And Carlson actually 2 laps down, so something might have happened to driver of the 86 as he's shown 2 laps down right now. So we have the 37 of Martin, a lap down, Whitaker in the 14, a lap down, and Carlson is 2 laps down as of right now. So, and actually here comes Lucas Cram. He's going to be your first leader to come down pit road, and I believe damage done to the 25 of Matt Kemp. He's been into the outside wall with substantial right front damage. So right there you see Lucas Cram coming out of pit road right behind Matt Kemp, who's running in your second position. So pitting here under green flag will definitely put you 1 lap down. If you get a speeding penalty, it will put you even more. And actually, I believe looking on timing and scoring, that's what happened to Doug Carlson. That's why he is 2 laps down. He ended up having to spend 47 seconds down pit road. Your normal time here down pit road is about 30 to 33 seconds. As actually here he comes, the number 44, Lucas Cram now. Lucas has those fresh tires compared to these guys. So we're going to have to see how much time Lucas can dig back into the leaders before they pit. Because we had it scheduled that you could probably go 36 to 41 laps. We're only on lap 34 right now. So maybe just a little bit of short pitting strategy done by a couple of these guys.
Maybe trying to get those cars to handle a little bit better. Like we were talking about earlier, as flat as this track is, every little bit of advantage you can get is going to help you out.
Here come a couple more guys down pit road. Morgan Beard really slow off turn number 4. Here comes Tatro also down pit road. I believe the 80 of Tommy Gossett is down pit road. A whole bunch of guys coming down. Zach Nichols is already in his box starting to get work done to that number 15 machine. So it's that time. Pit stops are happening here now. Alex Huffman, though, going to stay out there. He's still turning laps. He got around Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp going to bring that 25 machine down pit road right now. So pit stops happening. Green flag pit stops happening here from Milwaukee. Alex Huffman does find himself out front. Matt Kemp second, but he's coming down pit road. Victor Vale looks like he's coming down pit road. So that will hand over the second position to the 999s of Jeff Bergner. Matt Jackson also staying out here, and Lee Overton. So only 4 drivers left here on track who have not pitted.
You got to wonder how long that's going to work out for him, as much time as they got to be giving up with those old tires.
Here comes the number 30 of Huffman. He's coming down pit road right now. It's one of those odd pit roads. We talked about it in the pre-race, and just watching it here live really shows you how odd of a pit road it is, because actually you're used to seeing on these oval tracks a lot of these guys come off turn 4 and you're right in pit road. Not here. You're off pit road and you're straight before you actually see the entrance to pit road, and then it's a sharp left-hand turn, which isn't really even room for 2 cars to sneak in. So Jeff Bergner, though, right now under green flag pit stops, does find himself in that first position. The question is, how long will he stay out there?
More cars coming down pit road. I don't know how long he can stay out there and afford to give up that time.
Yeah, right now it looks like Robert Duvendak, who actually stayed out, is still continuing to stay out, has now got passed by the 44, Lucas Cram, and Lucas scraped the wall a little bit that time coming off turn number 4, but there goes Zach Nichols to the inside of Lucas Cram here. So that's actually going to be your first 2 guys who have pitted, but they got 3 lap different strategies here. Zach Nichols came in only 3 laps ago. Lucas Cram came in 6 laps ago. So it's going to be interesting to see. The tires definitely short pitting for Lucas helped him, because he had about a 2.5 second, 3 second gap between him and Zach Nichols, and that was erased by him coming down pit road. But now Zach Nichols has worked his way around, and I believe actually your leader Jeff Bergner down pit road. So Jeff Bergner in that police machine going to come down and get service done to the 999s. Is going to hand the lead over to the 16 of Lee Overton. So the 16 of Lee Overton, who started in your 12th position, he has a little bit of right front damage, is now going to take over the lead here. He's going to lead his second lap. He's right in front of the number 8 of Matt Jackson, who finds himself the first car and lap down right now while we're still cycling through here under green flag pit stops.
Like Bergner came out right there in front of the 16, dropped behind him pretty quick, but not losing too much time on that pit stop.
Yeah, so now we're just waiting for actually 2 cars. Robert Duvendak is also out there, but it looks like here comes Lee Overton. He's going to bring the 16 machine down pit road. He's going to take service to it. So he's going to turn that lead back over. Most likely, it looks like it's going to go to the number 15 as Zach Nichols, as right there he goes. Nichols going to take over the lead. He'll go back to the point here with Lucas Cram in second. Matt Kemp third. Alex Huffman fourth. Tommy Gossett fifth. So things are starting to shape up here as we're 40 laps in the books here. No caution flags have waved here from Milwaukee. The 1 mile little paperclip track, if you will. Anybody tuning in, you are watching the Lightning Cup Championship Series here on MaxSpeedTV. This is a new series that's going to be broadcasted here for the next 8 weeks, well, 7 weeks, because we're already just about halfway into this one, Danny. Laps are clicking away pretty fast.
It's exciting to see all the good racing that's going on out here. With the pit cycle coming to a close here, looks like we're kind of right back where we started. Not a whole lot getting taken up by guys making mistakes on pit road, so that's good to see.
Yeah, looking through it, I think I see 3 pit road penalties that were handed out there, as we're still waiting actually for Robert Duvendak to bring this 12 machine down pit road. He's staying out there, and he's getting passed by all your leaders, but I think he's just kind of playing a different strategy than everybody else. He knows he doesn't have the speed in the 12 car, so he might as well stay out there and try and run as far as he can on this tank of fuel and see maybe he can just make it, 1 full pit stop and then maybe a short pit that can propel him out to the lead at the end of this one if we go green flag all the way. But checking, here comes Robert Duvendak. He's going to bring the 12 machine down pit road. He's going to take service now. So that will turn the whole entire field over. We'll have to watch what Robert Duvendak does come out. But talking about those guys who did have pit road penalties, the 37 of William Martin had a pit road penalty, too fast on pit road, so he had to come back in and serve that. 50 seconds, or sorry, he didn't have to come back in, but he had to hold for 50 seconds in his pit box. Doug Carlson in the 86 also had a pit road speeding penalty. He had to hold there for 47 seconds. Lee Overton actually had one after he handed over the lead. He sat there for 48 seconds. So heavy penalties for those 3 drivers, as it looks like Robert Duvendak, no penalty served for that driver right there. 32.3 seconds on pit road. He'll get that 12 machine back out there. He will be, though, the first car 1 lap down right now. So after pit stops here, there's your top 5 at the top of the screen. Zach Nichols finds himself out front. Lucas Cram finds himself second. Matt Kemp is third. Fourth is Tommy Gossett, who is actually battling with the number 30 of Alex Huffman right there. A little bit different tire strategy. Huffman does have the fresher tires, but maybe Tommy Gossett right now is the faster one. To answer Timmy Valenzuela's question, Danny, do these cars have a pit speed limiter? Would you like to answer your brother, sir?
Yeah, it's called your right foot. You got a couple lights on the dash that tell you how close you are to hitting that speed limit, and nothing to stop you from going over if you get a little heavy.
Well, there you have it. Just kind of ease off on the right foot, Timmy, and you're going to be all right. Right now, though, it does look like Tommy Gossett is being the little bit of the better one out of these 2 right here, battling for your 4th and your 5th position. Gossett has the 4th position. Huffman really wants 4th.
Looks like Matt Jackson's got a mirror full of Bergner, with Bergner diving to the inside through 3 and 4, looking to complete that pass right in 1 corner.
Well, it looks like Bergner, who does have a little bit fresher tires out of those 2, is going to make that pass work. He's going to go 10th on the charts right now. Matt Jackson going to lose 1 position. That's a pretty colorful ride there for driver number 8. It kind of matches his personality, if you will. Kind of bright. All he needs on that is a little bit of sparkles, and he has the whole effect going for him. Zach Nichols out front right now, really setting the pace. He has now opened up a 2.5 second gap, 2.6 second gap actually now over Lucas Cram. So put 4 fresh tires, had about 40 laps there on his original set, had enough to feel out the car, feel out the track, and now he's setting sail.
That 8 car of Matt Jackson just isn't quite letting Bergner get away. He made that pass, but he's been sticking right there on his bumper. Could be exciting to watch them keep going here.
Yeah, those guys are battling it out for the 10th and the 11th position. Both of them having pretty solid days. Matt kind of losing 2 positions here. Not sure. I believe there's a little right front damage also on that 8 machine. I think one of the only drivers who have not touched the wall other than Zach Nichols, who is out front, possibly being the 999 of Jeff Bergner, is he's really staying away from that wall coming out of these corners. Maybe he found a line that's working for him.
He must have done to be keeping that thing off the wall, because I know a lot of the drivers were saying it was pretty tight on this setup, and they were trying to figure out how to make this car feel good around them corners.
Well, right now it looks like the number 15 is Zach Nichols, though, has caught the 86 here of Carlson once again. Carlson only 1 lap down. Now he's going to duck to the inside here. He's going to let Zach Nichols go, try to go around him on the outside to put him another lap down. He doesn't want to go another lap down, and it looks like here comes Nichols. He's going to cross him over. He's going to go to the inside. We have a Tommy Gossett fan out in chat. Tommy right now finds himself in 4th. He is running down Matt Kemp right now, who has the 3rd position. So let's hold it here for just a little while and see if Tommy Gossett's going to be able to catch the 25 of Matt Kemp and make the passes. You know, we were talking about clean cars out there, Danny. The 80 of Tommy Gossett here, the grunt style machine, also has a clean car, and so does the guy right behind him of Alex Huffman. So 2 guys here back to back who do have clean cars.
Matt Huffman's got to be happy to see the number 80 catching up there, hoping maybe get those 2 battling, pull him back into range to start making some of his own moves.
Yeah, 19 laps on the tires here for driver of the 80 machine. Looks like 18 laps also for Matt Kemp, and 17 laps. That's all going to go up 1 lap right now. But Alex Huffman having the better tires of the 3, but not really having the mechanical grip to stay with Tommy Gossett. Back here checking at your 10th place, though, Jeff Bergner now has started to open up a little bit of gap over Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson now finds himself about almost a second behind 10th place of Bergner. So that battle is kind of, I mean, Jackson's not letting him get away, but they know the leader is actually coming. He is right there as they go through turn 3 and 4. He's coming into turns 3, so time to possibly pick up the pace here a little bit for those drivers. Otherwise, they're going to go a lap down here. 56 laps now in the book here from the Milwaukee Mile. Well, let's see if we can take you through your top 10 at least here. Out front, the 15 of Zach Nichols has led 48 laps here tonight. Lucas Cram has not led any laps, but does find himself in that 2nd position. 25 of Matt Kemp there, who's right in front of Tommy Gossett. That's a 3rd place for Kemp, 4th place for Tommy. Rounding out your top 5 right now, though, the 30 of Alex Huffman. 6th place right now goes to the 7 of Victor Vale. Driver of the 10, Morgan Baird, finds himself there in 7th. And driver of the 98, Parker Tatro, finds himself in 8th. Whitaker in the 14 finds himself 9th, and Jeff Bergner finds himself in 10th. Matt Jackson is running in your 11th position right now. Lee Overton finds himself 1 lap down, running in the 12th position. Robert Duvendak, riding there in the 12 car, finds himself 13th. The 86 of Doug Carlson is 14th, 2 laps down. And having a rough night of it right now, driver 37, William Martin, finds himself in 15th, 2 laps down.
Looks like that number 80 of William Gossett is caught up to Kemp and putting a little pressure on him. Oh, sorry about that. It's the number 80 of Tommy Gossett. Get my names all mixed up here, catching the 25 of Matt Kemp. Really putting that pressure on him, hoping to maybe see if he can't make him make a little mistake and get by.
Yeah, I'd understand calling him Will because, I mean, if you look at that hat, he looks more like a Will than a Tommy, but You know, two different lines there, though, by the 25 and the 80. The 25 really holding the bottom lane as they go through the corner, and Tommy running that kind of middle lane, kind of the outside, if you really want to say, because being in the short track, you see the dark rubber there on the inside. That's where all the drivers have been running so far. All that rubber is built up to that inside. When rubber builds up and rubber gets hot, it gets slick, so drivers have to find a, you know, a little bit different entry into the corner and where to run, and Tommy's running right up there where he puts those the right side tires right outside of that dark area, trying to find a little more grip, and it seemed to have been working so far, but now he's just kind of stuck there running in that 4th position.
Watching Matt Kemp, looks like he's getting all the way down there onto that rumble strip on the inside, trying to get that car to turn.
We have a Lucas Cram fan out there in chat right now. Lucas having a good battle of it. Right now finds himself in second, unable to lead a lap there through the green flag pit cycles. But if I'm looking at timing and scoring right, probably within the next 6 to 7 laps, we're going to see everybody do it once again here if we can stay green. We are just over halfway, 62 laps in the book, working lap number 63 of the 105 schedule for the Lightning Cup Championship here. 8 races left, 7 races after tonight. Victor Vale, who is your points leader coming in, finds himself back here in 11th, not having the top 10 speed right now in the machine, as he finds himself a lap down. Actually, he had just taken his pit stop, so he's going to short pit here once again. He's going to really get on pit road early compared to a lot of these drivers. Finds himself a lap down, running in the 11th position. Is battling the number 16 of Lee Overton right now.
Got the number 80 of Tommy Gossett and 30 of Alex Hoffman on the pit lane as well. Hoffman looks like he's lapped down currently with Gossett as well. Looks like that leader came by and put him down while they were grabbing some tires.
Yeah, Huffman coming down pit road along with the number 80 of Tommy Gossett. Both those guys, familiar drivers to each other. They have run numerous laps side by side together, a bunch of leagues. Heck, even one time I was out there turning laps with them. Well, it didn't turn out too good. That's why they threw me up here in the booth, and they're still out there on track. Right now, though, Tommy and Alex running 8th and 9th, 1 lap down. The 14 of Michael Whitaker going to be the first car lap down, but he's going to come down pit road with that number 14 machine, so he'll take service. That will move those guys up 1 position. Zach Nichols, though, still out front. We are having our second wave of green flag pit stops. The question is now, is Lucas Cram, who runs in that 2nd position, is he going to short pit here on Zach Nichols, or is Zach Nichols going to be the guy to short pit? This time by, though, Zach Nichols not going to come down pit road. Let's see if Lucas is going to come down pit road. Lucas also going to stay out there. Matt Kemp going to stay out there. Where does Morgan Beard find himself? He finds himself in that 4th position. Let's see if he is going to be your next leader down pit road. Right now, Gossett, Huffman, Vale, Whitaker, Jackson, and Martin are your only drivers who have come down pit road. Looks like your top 4, your top 5 going to stay out. Nobody coming down pit road out of those drivers. So let's check back, see where Zach Nichols is. Actually, well, he's back on the front stretch. We were just there, and he's back again.
He's got a nice, comfortable stretch between him and 2nd place. I'd be surprised to see him come down for a while.
Yeah, if you have a 4.4 second lead right now over the 2nd place driver, you're probably not really pushing it, trying to drive the wheels off the car, so he's going to stay out there a couple more laps would be my guess too. The question, though, is when do the drivers from 3rd on back here? You know, as actually here comes Lucas. He's going to bring that machine right down pit road as we were talking about him. So now second place is going to come down pit road here, Danny.
But shake things up a little bit, see what happens.
44 comes to a complete stop in his box. That's going to leave Zach Nichols coming off turn number 4 to put Lucas 1 lap down now. If a caution would come out right now, that would trap everybody from 4th or 5th on back. A lap down. That's not something those drivers want to see. They really want to see this go and cycle through under green flag pit stop. Zach Nichols, though, right now, kind of probably yelling debris on the track, water bottle somewhere. There you saw the difference between fresh tires and somebody actually coming to pit road. Zach Nichols going to come down pit road. Whitaker really dove it to the inside and drove around him. So Zach Nichols going to hand the lead over. Actually, here comes Matt Kemp. He's going to lock those tires up coming into pit road. So now the next guy to possibly hit pit road going to be the number 10 of Morgan Baird. Let's see, is Morgan Baird going to stay out there? He's going to stay out, but Parker's going to relinquish that 4th position. He's going to come down pit road in that Roush Lily's Diabetes number 98. So that will turn the lead over to driver 10. Driver 10 now has the lead, and he is the only guy on the lead lap who has yet to come to the attention of pit road.
See how long he can afford to stay out there. Once those guys get going again on new tires, they're going to eat that time up. Looks like he might be slowing to come down pit lane right now, actually.
Yeah, there you saw it. He really took an odd line going through turns 3 and 4. He probably said, well, that's enough. I'll hand it back over. I led a lap here tonight. I'll come back down pit road. The Arbor Brewing Company front end on that Ford Mustang is pretty tore up. So question is, does he have a lot of that front grip kind of taken away, or... The car is definitely not handling to Morgan's likes, but right now, you know whose car is? The man out front, the number 15 of Zach Nichols.
He's been running the front of this thing the whole night, it seems like, and just been happy to do it. Make that gap to second and then just hold it.
Yeah, looking on timing and scoring, Tommy Gossett right now in the grunt style number 80 finds himself in that 2nd position. If you remember right, Tommy was back there in 4th, Lucas was in 2nd, and now Tommy, because he had short pitted, he pitted 9 laps ago. He was one of your first drivers on pit road. He jumped all those positions all that time, but now his tires are really worn compared to Zach Nichols, and Nichols is going to just start taking off on him. It was just about half a second when I started to talk about Tommy right here, and now it's already up to a 1.6 second lead and growing for Zach Nichols.
Well, and with Lucas having waited just a little bit longer to come down, too, he might be pulling up on that bumper of Tommy's pretty quick here and giving him a little run for his money.
Yeah, the gap between those two drivers about 1.5 seconds, but Lucas is really chewing into that one already. But there's a battle back here for your 4th and your 5th position. Looks like Alex Huffman has got around the 25 of Matt Kemp, so now put Alex Huffman in the number 30 there in 4th position. Matt Kemp now falling back there all the way to 5th after he started on the pole here today, led 3 laps. Now driver of that 25 Mountain Dew machine finds himself backsliding through the field. A lot of these guys who have kept their cars clean now starting to rise to the top here in the late goings. Looking through timing and scoring, I only see one driver who had to serve a penalty. That's going to be the number 16 of Lee Overton. Once again, too fast on pit road, so he had to sit there for 48.7 seconds. And I'm not sure what happened to driver of the 8 as he finds himself heavy damage on the right-hand side of that number 8 machine on pit road. He's been sitting there for the last 7.5 minutes as he is 14 laps down. Zach Nichols, though, Danny, still leads the way. 67 laps here, led by driver 15. That's 67 laps out of the 76 laps we have done here tonight.
I'm curious to see as he comes up on these lapped cars if that's going to make a difference in what he's doing, or if he's just going to keep running that line and expect them to get out of the way.
He has no pressure behind him because Tommy Gossett is 2.5 seconds back. He has no pressure to try and work their way around these guys. Let's go on board here with Tommy and see how Zach, and see how he works his way through lap traffic. Well, there you just saw how the number 15 as Zach Nichols works his way through traffic, and a lot of those guys like Robert Duvendak, who you saw him go by, he's already put about a half straightaway on Robert Duvendak. So that just shows you the blistering pace that number 15 here of Zach Nichols is putting down here tonight. Now he has that lead between, oh, we see a driver up into the wall. That looks like it's the 37 of William Martin. He kind of came off turn 4 there. He held it up there, luckily, and we didn't get any yellow or any cars spinning around there. So William there in the 37, 14th place now, 3 laps down. Able to save the car, but a lot of damage now to the right-hand side.
You got to think Zach Nichols is happy to hear that people aren't crashing or causing any trouble. That gap he's got no desire to have anybody sitting in that rear view of his.
Right now, only 8 cars left on the lead lap. Let's run through them here before we get to our second round of pit stops, which should be happening in about probably, oh, I'm going to guess 15 to 20 laps. A couple of these guys might be able to sneaker out to the end of this one, but it's going to be really close on fuel for a lot of them. Right now, Zach Nichols is still your leader out here. He's been out front for 73 laps now. Tommy Gossett is right there in that second position. Still hanging on to second, as actually Matt Kemp has got around Lucas. We didn't see what happened to Lucas, but Matt Kemp now runs in your third position. Lucas Cram runs in fourth. Alex Huffman runs in fifth, with Victor Vale now moving up into your sixth position, but Victor had short pitted before everybody else, so he's going to have to make at least one more pit stop. You actually hear him turning the car off, Danny. Are you watching the 7 machine right now?
I just clicked over to him. It sounded a little strange. He's trying to do a little fuel save and make that car make it to the end, maybe.
Well, let's go on board here with driver of the 7. You hear that motor is completely off as he goes through the corner. Hear how quiet it is. Now once he gets to the exit, or right before the exit of turn 4, you heard the motor click back on, found the gear, and away it went.
He's really counting on this run into the end and trying to make something happen with it, I guess.
That's really showing you how off the pace or how close these guys are on fuel, as Victor is now running in 6th. We talked about him earlier. He was in that 7th position, as he is in your points lead, so he really wants to have a good night here to try and hold on to the points lead or extend it. So he is running right now in your 6th position. Parker Tatro right there in your number 7 position, with Morgan Baird all over the back bumper. Those are your top 8 drivers. Those are your guys who are still here on the lead lap. So now we know the answer, if they're going to have to pit or not. It is going to be close. 20 laps to go here. 20 laps to go. You can go about 36, depending when you pitted, to 40 laps, 41 laps, maybe, if you're really stretching the fuel. Question is Zach Nichols saving fuel? Let's go on board and hear what Zach Nichols is doing through the corners. We caught him as he was already in turns 3. Let's hear when he goes into 1. No cutting of the motor for the number 15 is Zach Nichols. He's just pretty much being really smooth. You can hear it in the throttle pickup. Let's just watch him one more time. Here's through turns number 3 and 4 as you see a battle there. That actually looks like the 10 of Morgan Beard right in front of him, who's trying to stay on the lead lap. So once again, just seems like number 15 is Zach Nichols out front with a clean machine, just kind of being very easy on the gas here.
Maybe not cutting the engine out like we've seen some of the other guys doing, but definitely not pushing as hard as few guys are doing to try and catch up with him.
Yeah, because he does have that 5-second gap back to the driver of the 80, Tommy Gossett, who runs there in your 2nd position. Matt Kemp, who's in 3rd, is about a little under a 1.5 seconds behind him. But even Tommy himself, not really having to push it too hard, as he knows that 5-second gap is going to be a difficult one to handle, to try and overcome with under 20 laps here. 17 laps actually to go. So maybe just a 2nd place finish for Tommy if he can just hang on. Because actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Matt Kemp is actually starting to run him down here, and Matt's running in your 3rd position.
Be interested to see how that affects their fuel loads, and if he's able to catch up there, make a pass, and then stay out, or if that's going to end up causing him to have to pit.
Yeah, let's go back up front here and check your leader as he's working around the 86 of Carlson one more time. That's going to put Carlson, I believe, 3 laps down once Zach Nichols makes this pass. So a struggle from the drop of the green here for Doug as he started in your 15th position. He's gained 2 positions, but having a pit road speeding penalty and just not on the pace right now in that number 86 Navy machine.
At 25, Matt Kemp is now caught up to Tommy Gossett there and sitting right on his bumper as they're coming down the front stretch and sticking right with him through the corners. Maybe looking to make a move here, maybe looking to ride a little bit longer.
Yes, he does have 15 to go to decide how he's going to work his way around Tommy Gossett as you see him really close the gap there. Let's go on board and see what he's seeing. Possibly a little bit of a shifting going on by driver of the 25 there. Let's see as he goes down through turns 1. You see he goes to the inside now of Tommy. I think the 25 might be shifting out there.
Trying to get every last little bit he can out of that machine to make it work for him at the end of the race.
There you saw him come off turn number 2 there in the red line right before he shifted, so it does indicate that Matt Kemp is shifting. Pretty smooth on the wheel though, and that's what you have to be to make these tires last, is being smooth on the wheel. He's going to make that pass. Ooh, Tommy Gossett's going to put the number 80 into the wall coming off turn number 4 as you saw the sparks fly, but it doesn't look like that much damage, maybe just a little bit of a grunt-style rub on the side of that car, trying to put the Milwaukee stripe on it. Lucas Cram, after running inside your top 3 all day long, finds himself right now 4th, 10 seconds behind the leader, 3 seconds behind Tommy Gossett. So Lucas Cram looks to have a solid top 5 machine. The question is, can he make it, though, back here on fuel with only now 12 laps to go? Back out front, though, Zach Nichols still leading the way here. This time by, he's going to get the 11 to go signal at the stripe as he's trying to possibly run down that number 10 there, Morgan Baird, who's just the last car on the lead lap running in that 8th position. And then Parker in the 98 is also right in front of him. So 2 drivers right in his sights that he can see. And actually, that's 3 drivers as Victor Vale is right there also. So 3 cars that if Zach Nichols really wanted to press, he could go get 3 more guys a lap down here and then only have 5 cars on the lead lap. That's a feat to say.
That would be pretty impressive to see that kind of thing happen here. These guys, you know, they got to know he's back there, got to be pushing a little bit harder. So we'll see how that plays out for him.
We also got to give a shout out here as we're watching the number 7 of Victor Vale. These are Victor's cameras that he had donated here to us tonight. Oh my gosh, we have a caution, late caution, first caution of the night. The 86 of Carlson's going to loop her around, and that's going to be the first yellow we're going to see tonight. So everything we talked about here tonight, throw the monkey wrench in it. Let's go back and take the MaxSpeedTV replay and see exactly what happened to driver of the 86. There you see him high, way up into the marbles. Let's see as he comes down the front stretch. All looks good at the stripe here. Down into turn 1, hard on the brakes, and does he actually go around? A little bit of a loop there by driver of the 86. Doesn't hit the wall, but turns it around in front of the field, and that is going to bring out our first yellow flag here of the night with under 10 laps to go.
Looks like he's just pushing a little bit hard with some older tires, trying to see what he could do with that thing.
Now here's the question. 8 cars on the lead lap. Will they pit? Right here, it looks like Zach Nichols is going to come down pit road. It looks like everybody behind him is coming with him.
Pretty much once he went down, you had to go. Otherwise, he's going to be pulling away, and not very many laps left. You need to be able to stick right there with him to hope for anything to happen.
Looks like there's your top 8 guys coming down pit road. They're all going to hit their pit boxes. Pit stall number 1 for the 25 there of Matt Kemp. Zach Nichols is the second car with Alex Huffman in third. Let's see who's going to be able to win the race off pit road here. Jack is down for Alex Huffman. Huffman down and away, maybe playing some strategy. 2-tire stop. Then it looks like it's going to be the 25. 25 of Matt Kemp's going to come off there in the second position with Zach Nichols shown in third right now. Tommy Gossett fourth with Lucas Cram in 5th. Well, it looks like possibly a 2-tire stop for Alex Huffman.
We'll have to see how that plays out for him. And track this flat, you'd have to think that both sides would be pretty well worn down. Maybe thinking that short run here at the end, he might be able to hold on to with just the right sides.
Well, we'd get a word in with Alex Huffman, but I know, Danny, if I was a driver with 8 to go, if you'd come interview me right now, I'd probably tell you nothing. So let's see if we can get a word in, possibly with another driver out there. Let's see if we can get a word in with the driver of the 86 of Doug Carlson. Doug, you got a copy. It's Danny and Roger up here in the booth.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Doug, tell us what happened there as we saw green flag runs there all throughout the night. Maybe just a little too hard on the brakes?
Yeah, I pretty much, car started getting completely out of the groove there, and I started to slide it, thought I could correct it, and just spun the car around. It was just completely ran out of talent.
Running out of talent at the end of this one. Doug, a lot of good driving we have seen out there so far tonight, though. Tell us about the track. Is it really tight? Is it loose? What's going on? What's the conditions?
Well, on the beginning of the run, it's definitely a tight track, but as the runs have been going on, it's just gotten slowly looser and looser as we've been going on, especially on that low side. I thought maybe I might be able to get something going up on the high side there, and it's not there. It's not forming up at all. So everybody's been running the low side and just been getting better runs than I've been able to get all night.
Well, you're gonna get one more crack at it. We know you're 3 laps down right now, not really not battling anybody, but we get the 1 to go here this time by. So pull the belts tight and give her one more go at it.
Sounds good.
Well, there you heard it from driver 86. Maybe just ran out of talent. He said it himself there. Well, out front.
I was just gonna say this track's gotta be challenging getting towards the end of this this run. He must have been trying to get caught up, wanting to get something going.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see here though on this restart. Matt Kemp's gonna start to the outside here of Alex Huffman. Huffman gonna take 2 tires. Kemp, Nichols, Gossett, Cram, Vale, all those drivers in your top 6 there taking on 4 tires. So maybe Huffman knows something we don't know.
I'd look for him just to stay on that bottom, make those guys go around the outside, use up whatever whatever edge they got on him to make that pass.
Yeah, you see the pace car ducking in right there. It looks like Huffman didn't really fire off all that well. It's going to be a drag race down into turn 1. It looks like he will clear the 25 of Matt Kemp as they get into turn 1. That's going to put Kemp and Nichols side by side once they come off corner number 2. Right now, Huffman has it, but can he hang on? 5 laps to go.
Coming into 3 and 4, looks like he's still got control, staying that low line, making those guys work behind him.
Here comes Zach Nichols, though. Zach Nichols really pushed it off turn number 4. So far, so good. We're going to have 4 laps to go this time as they go down into turn 1. The hunt is on. Can Alex Huffman hang on for this one? He has the lead right now. The only laps he has led here has since we've gone back green flag racing. Actually, I lie about that. He led a lap there under green flag pit stops, but now Zach Nichols is there. Once Nichols really starts to push the envelope, right there he is on the back bumper. Can he get him loose? Can Nichols put the power down and jump to the inside here? Not that time off turn number 4. 3 laps to go now.
Looks like he's diving to the inside there, trying to make something happen. 30's got to go just a little bit higher to make that car make it around with those 2 tires.
It looked like possibly the 15 got a little tight there and almost took out the side of the 30, but he backed off, and he's going to have to back off and mount another charge. Now going down into turns 3 and 4, you see Huffman not able to really get it down there to the bottom. That's going to allow Zach Nichols to take a little bit of that drive off the bottom. This time by at the line, going to be 2 laps to go. You're going to have all your top guys here nose to tail. Huffman out front, Nichols second, Kemp third, Cram right there in 4th. Cram actually going to be battling with Tommy Gossett. Gossett's actually, I'm not sure what happened to Lucas. Maybe Lucas was shown up there in the top, all of a sudden blinked out, and now is shown all the way back in the 9th position. Not sure what happened. Let's get back up here to the lead, though. Coming out of turn number 3 and 4, it's going to be the 1 to go signal. This time by 1 lap to go here from Milwaukee. 1 mile to determine it. Was the 2 tire stop the way to go for Alex Huffman, or is Zach Nichols going to have a last lap, last turn dash here as they work through turns 1 and 2 one last time?
The whole time Zach's working on this, he's got that 25 car looking to make something work on him too as we head into 3 and 4 last time.
The last chance, last ditch effort there. The 15 of Zach Nichols really driving it in hard. He's going to wash out, coming across the line here from Milwaukee to win round number 8 for the Lightning Cup Championship. Going to be going to the driver of the 30. Alex Huffman is going to outlast everybody here at the line. The 2 tire stop is going to outlast the 4 tire stop. Zach Nichols going to dominate the race, but he is not going to win. Alex Huffman going to win it. A little congratulatory bump there from his buddy in the 80. Tommy Gossett going to come home in your 4th position. Alex Huffman, though, outlasting. He was smarter than the field here tonight. What a show you just saw here on MaxSpeedTV. The Lightning Cup Championship Series, they do not disappoint. You just saw 105 laps here run from the Milwaukee Mile with only 1 yellow. 1 yellow with under 10 to go. Alex Huffman brought her down pit road, and he is going to come home victorious. We're going to step away for a moment. We're going to get to your post-race interviews here on MaxSpeedTV. Don't go anywhere. We do have your top guys here to speak with you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You just watched the Milwaukee Mile, the first race here on MaxSpeedTV for the Lightning Cup Championship Series, and we have a first-time winner with us. Alex Huffman, how did you do it, sir?
Pure luck and a gutsy strategy there at the end with 2 tires. That's all I can about to say.
Yeah, we talked about it as we saw in timing and scoring. We only spent 9 seconds compared to everybody else who spent 14.5 to 15 seconds on pit road, so we knew that was a 2-tire stop. But you didn't just take 2 tires. It looks like you took a minimum fuel load on that number 30 also.
Oh, yeah, I took none at all. I was like, I could probably make it to the end, and I was like, I just don't want to take fuel to save some time on pit road, and ran out coming across the line.
Were you worried looking in the mirror once you saw the number 15 of Zach Nichols get around the 25 on that restart? Because you knew that he led 88 laps here tonight. You were the guy who actually led the second most laps. That was 10 laps. So Nichols dominated, but you kind of outsmarted him here at the end.
I knew once he was behind me, I was just going to have to hang on to it for sure because I knew he was quick all day. So I just had to keep my foot in it and hope for the best there at the end.
Yeah, and you really did hold it to the floorboard and drive away. Well, I won't say drive away from him at the end because he was really on the nose or the tail end of that car. But tell us about the track here. 105 laps tonight. What were the track conditions out there for you behind the wheel?
I'm not the best here at all, that's for sure. It seemed like whenever, well, of course, the cloud cover come in, it'd cool off, and it seemed like it gained some grip, and then every once in a while you have some sun peek through the clouds, and the track would get real slick. Near the end of the race, there's so much rubber buildup. Track just seemed like overall it was getting a little bit tighter on entry, and it was just getting slicked off more and more we ran on entry. That's for real sure.
Yeah, a slick track here from Milwaukee, as it was a bottom groove track for probably 99% of this race. But Alex, we're going to give you the mic here as you're going to be the first-time winner here on the Max Speed side for broadcasting this league. Who do you got to thank that helps you out on that 30 machine? Any sponsors you got to thank?
I got to thank Allen's Body Shop, of course. My designs that keep me able to fund this, Huffman Designs, and of course you guys at Max Speed TV for broadcasting this.
Well, there you heard it from your winner. Only led 10 laps here tonight, put a 2-tire stop on it, and drove that number 30 to a second-place finish. So congratulations once again to driver of the 30, Alex Huffman. But, Danny, I believe you caught up with our second-place finisher here tonight.
I did. I caught up with Zach Nichols, took second place here tonight. Zach, how was it out there?
I mean, the car was certainly very, very tight to me. This is like when I bought this track this morning, and we practiced, and I'm like regretting that I bought this track because I absolutely hate this track from the first laps I've done on it. I was surprised we were so fast as we were, but yeah, it was kind of surprising to me.
Well, for saying that you hated this track as much as you did, you were out there quite a ways. Were you able to figure something out, or was it just you led 88 laps here tonight and really stretched that lead out for a ways? What was it that finally clicked for you that let you get out there and get going?
I mean, we definitely found something in 1 and 2. I feel like 3 and 4 is our terrible corner. I couldn't figure that out. I mean, I think I started figuring it out at the end of the race after that caution, and I feel like I probably would have had something from him, but I feel like he slowed down a little bit too much in 3 and 4, and I got in the back bumper, and it sent me backwards. So yeah.
Tell us a little bit what was going through your head on that pit stop when all of a sudden you see that 30 car jumping out of his pit box to come past you.
Yeah, I knew it was a guarantee someone was going to take 2 tires. I mean, I was thinking about taking it, but I knew Matt was taking 4 because we're teammates. He let me know what he was doing, so I decided to go with 4 tires. I felt like it would have been like the better. I seen him take 2, and I was like, we might be able to get past him, but I guess it didn't happen.
I just need a couple more laps. Looked like you got right up there to him and had a little something going for him. Anyone you need to thank? Any sponsors you got on that car there?
I mean, none of the sponsors on my car are paid, but I guess I like Body Armor, as people say, like that's a good drink. I've never tried it, but I just seen the logo, so I put it on there. I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting. The league people for allowing the USRA people to come in here and race with them. And I'd like to thank my teammates, Matt and Morgan.
Congratulations on that second place finish tonight. Did a great job out there on the track.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we started out making some mistakes early on. I got on, I must have clipped the grass or something because it shot my car sideways over in 3 and 4, and I don't know if I overheated tires or what, but it was never the same the rest of that first run, and probably just pushed it too hard. But yeah, we just tried we had a set strategy to split the race up in even stints, and it worked out pretty well. I ended up getting the second right there on that last green flag run. I was tracking down Zach every other lap or so. I'd catch him a 10th, he'd hold even, maybe pull away a 10th. I'll catch him a 10th. It was pretty much locked up. But yeah, then we ended up getting a caution and just too tight on that last run there. Wasn't really able to do too much with it.
Well, we just made a rookie mistake. They didn't even hear me ask that question. I had my mic muted. But they heard you, and that's the most important part. But tell us about that last restart there. You were going to start on the outside, and you knew Alex Huffman starts there on the inside with those 2 tires. Did you think you were going to be able to work around him on the outside, or did you know, being that inside lane was just that dominant, that he was just going to pull away?
Oh, yeah, I knew the inside line was really good, but I was obviously hoping that I'd be able to do something on the outside with him, but it was too tight. Couldn't do too much with him there. But yeah, on 2 tires, he did a really good job holding us off and getting the win. So congrats to him. Hate it for Zach to just dominate the race and end up second is always unfortunate. But he had a great race, and he put on a great performance.
Yeah, he put on a great performance, and like he spoke a little bit earlier, is you guys being teammates now. Danny and myself are not rookies here. We've seen you both out there on track. What really motivates this team to stay together and work together the way you guys do?
Well, I mean, we like racing. I think that's obvious, I guess. But you know, we like running up front and doing whatever we can to help each other out to run up front. But I mean, when it comes down to it, when it's crunch time, you know, we're not going to give each other an inch. And trust me, I wasn't going to give him anything if we were anywhere close to each other towards the end of that one.
Yeah, well, congratulations once again for coming home in third here tonight. Anybody that helps that 25 machine out there on track?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody on the team. No Chance Motorsports, all my teammates. Like I said, we work together pretty well, and it's been a lot of fun. So, and this is the first time around this league, so I appreciate them letting us run with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, congratulations coming home in your third place. That was Matt Kemp, driver of the 25. Danny, we saw some really good racing here throughout the entire night. It just seemed there at the end, a late race caution kind of threw the monkey wrench into this one, and Alex Huffman snuck away with a win.
It's always exciting to see that pit strategy come into play and guys thinking as much as they are driving.
Well, let's see if we can go through your unofficial results real quick here from the Milwaukee Mile. Alex Huffman going to sneak one out with a 2-tire stop. He's going to take home the victory here tonight. Zach Nichols going to have to settle after dominating 88 laps led by driver of the 15 machine. He comes home second. Matt Kemp, you just heard from him. He's going to finish third. Tommy Gossett comes home in your fourth position after staying inside your top 10 all night long. Driver of the 98, Parker Tatro right there coming home in fifth. Victor Vale going to come home sixth. Morgan Baird going to come home in your seventh position. Jeff Bergner, the sprint car guy, coming out here to run some of these stock cars. He comes home in your eighth position. Lucas Cram, not sure exactly what happened to driver 44, but he's going to have to settle after sitting inside that top 10, battling up there for the lead there in the early going. Ninth place for Lucas Cram. Rounding out your top 10, though, after having a terrible start, Robert Duvendak going to rally back for a top 10 finish.
Lee Overton finishing 11th. Michael Whitaker coming in 12th with William Martin in 13th. Doug Carlson bringing in 14th and Matt Jackson back there in 15th.
Well, that rounds out your field here from Milwaukee. So anybody tuning in that's still here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. The Lightning Cup Series is going to be here every week on a Tuesday night, so tune in on Tuesdays for the next 7 weeks to catch these guys out on track. If they just put on one heck of a show for 105 laps here from Milwaukee, think about what they can do next week for you. But until next week, for Danny Valenzuela, for myself, for everybody at MaxSpeedTV, and for everybody behind the scenes over here at Lightning Cup Series, we'll catch you next week.